have 60 seconds to comply.
I think you'd better do what he says, Mr. Kenny.
You have 60 seconds to comply. This is minute 36. Part man.
Par machine. Or pod. This minute begins with Robocop taking aim at one of the muggers and ends with a SWAT guy, Lieutenant Hedgecock, saying, "I don't care," into a radio. And we are joined once again by cock expert, dick shooting expert, if you will, Luke Milton of Dungeons and Drongos, which I like to just say Dunnies and Drongos. It's fun. Hello.
Hey, hello. We're back. Cock expert.
Yeah.
I'm glad we've established your credentials.
Yeah, and I have to get that business card sent to the printer tomorrow.
Cocksmith. Yeah, there you go.
I've often identified as a cocksmith.
Well, we've always said you're a bit cocky, so...
Yeah.
The puns are coming out.
So, I feel like I last did this show, like, 1 billion years ago. How are you only...
Feels like it.
How are you only up to, what was it, minute 30...
36.
36.
Yep.
Well,
how
you
does
joined
that
us in minute
work?
10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We go 1 week at a time, I guess.
Well, except for this week, we're a little bit late.
Yeah, we had a bit of week off, yeah.
And what keeps you motivated? Like, do you hate Robocop now?
No, we still love it.
I still love Prometheus, so what is that?
I've been away for 26 episodes and I hate Robocop now.
Oh no.
How it's turned. Maybe you should just not watch the reboot ever again.
I wasn't.
Just watch the reboot.
Yeah, and I wasn't planning to. No, I love Robocop, but this is a long haul, guys. I mean, this is serious business.
Yeah, I mean, I did Prometheus for 3 years. It's a 2-hour-long movie. And I still love Prometheus. I do. It's weird. It maybe Stockholm Syndrome. I don't know.
I'm more familiar with Cockholm Syndrome.
Is that an underpant?
What?
A Cockholm, yeah.
A Cockholm.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. If you want to be all fancy about it.
The underpant. Hang on a tick. Yeah?
Mom, I'm recording, jeez.
What's with this guy? What kind of an operation are you running here?
Yeah, what
apparently a package arrived for me today, and it's probably my Robocop pistols holsters.
Robocop related
So how's
merch
that?
on the show.
I mean, I'm literally going to open this now, but I'm going to edit all this out.
Don't edit this out. I won't. I refuse to be edited. Keep it in.
Yes.
This is relevant.
So,
people want to hear this.
We don't get fan mail, so this is the closest thing.
I tell you what,
get.
if this is the Robocop package I'm expecting, then it's being kept in because we're working on OCP costumes for Supernova.
Hell yeah!
We haven't announced that yet.
I feel.
And now we have.
I feel so privileged to be here on the big announcement.
On the Instagram, I did give you a little sneak preview.
Too much packaging.
So
little time.
Struggling with this thing.
Yeah, well, obviously they went, it's pissing down with rain. Let's put a bin bag over it.
So Robocop holster. Do you have to carve a hole in your leg to slide it in?
No, we're doing the OCP cops. So, we get to wear the blue and the bulletproof jacket that, well, it technically did do a lot of bulletproofing.
Yeah. There's a lot of bullets in this movie.
Alright, so you're going to dress as the characters no one cared about in the film.
Well, I'm gonna be Lewis, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The real badass of the movie. I'm just
hero.
going to be some sort of cop.
Some guy.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a down with OCP billboard sign like I'm on strike or something. Because I reckon that would be pretty funny.
Yeah.
Couple of striking cops. Yeah, no, I got these are my holsters, and I bought specific ones that are kind of like the ones in the movie that the cops use, but they actually go around the leg as well. So nice.
And it was exactly what you're expecting. Would have been weird if it was some other package.
That would have been weird. Anyway, speaking of packages, how's that for a fucking segue? Yeah. Well, one gets his package shot right off.
Yeah, so as I was saying in the previous minute, this is a total subversion of the superhero rescuing a woman in the alley trope. And this minute in particular, he's just ruthlessly efficient. He's not deterred at all that this mugger has taken this woman as a human body shield. He just aims right between the legs. His aim is flawless, which implies to me that perhaps his vision is broader than that of a human. I don't know. I don't think we see the thermal vision in this minute just yet. But
We see the thermal vision 2 minutes from now.
yes,
But not in this scene, which means there's nothing about his targeting that he's showing that identifies where she ends or he begins. He just totally just takes a lucky shot.
maybe he has radar or lidar.
It would be very easy to conclude that he was trying to shoot the woman. Like, we have no idea.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, Ed does say in the audio commentary that, quote, in regards to Robocop, knowing female anatomy, he knows where to shoot.
Yeah, I guess he's just like, well, one's got a dangly bit and the other person does not have a dangly bit, so...
He probably wasn't exactly aiming directly for the cock. It's just probably more that maybe just was like, he might hit the thigh or whatever, but nice shooting, Tex.
So is this the first example of penis-related trauma in a film? It might be, because the only other example is what I vaguely recall about Antichrist, the Lars von Trier movie.
That's the best example of penis-related trauma. But what about Ben Stiller getting his balls caught in his zipper in Something About Mary?
Ah, true.
That was a few years afterwards, though.
Yeah, so Robocop
10 years afterwards.
is still the first. Yeah, wow, okay.
There's got to be something. There's got to be something predating this,
I have watched so much trashy 80s B-grade stuff. You'd think I would have seen plenty, but nah. Can't think of anything.
Well, what about in Porky's when the guy sticks his dick through the hole in the wall of the shower?
True.
And then that big teacher lady grabs it and twists it.
This is why we have you on the show. You are a dick trauma expert.
That would also depend on your king, because he could have enjoyed that.
Isn't Dick Trauma a character in this film?
Yes.
No, that was the movie done by Ron Beatty. Warren Beatty, but I know I fucked that number. But that Dick Tracy movie was kind of traumatic.
Yeah.
That's a bold take.
I didn't like it.
So was this because I didn't watch the previous minutes recently? Is this his first outing as a cop? Is this the very first thing he does?
It's a second because there's the grocery store, deli convenience store. Then there's this, and then after that, of course, is the City Hall hostage situation.
Yeah.
It's a big night for Robocop. He's not messing around.
Yeah. That just shows you how efficient he is. He's just, a one-man police force cleaning up the town.
Well, I would argue, this is the thing watching it. He's not really a police force. He's not even really acting as a cop, even though that is a really significant part of his name. Because he doesn't take any statements. He doesn't arrest anybody.
No.
There's absolutely no legal proceedings. I don't know. I mean, maybe they cut those out because that would have been boring. But you'd think at least
the montage of paperwork.
You think at least the guy would be arrested, because when you see Robocop driving off, he's got that little cage behind him in the car.
Yeah,
for criminals, but he doesn't take this guy in. He just shoots him in the dick. So he's even worse than like Judge Dredd or something at this point. So unless he's like so bulky because he's got a fax machine on his back and he's faxing all the statements and paperwork and everything.
I want to see the scene with Robocop typing at the typewriter, filling out reports.
Because if that is Robocop's method of policing, a modern Robocop does not need to be human shaped. It just needs to be a drone that shoots people in the dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just little Modoc-shaped, I can't remember the actor's name in Gaslighting Robocop. Joel Kinnaman. We just keep forgetting he's so bland. Joel Kinnaman, just little Modoc.
He's not bland anymore. Did you see the trailer for Suicide Squad 2? He wears a t-shirt.
Yeah, he's got a comb over.
He's got a colour. Yeah. He's got a colourful t-shirt.
True.
Yeah.
I take it all back.
Friend of the podcast.
That's all it takes.
He has a nicely proportioned torso. That's all I can say. It's a long torso, good shoulders.
Great cum gutters.
Yeah, magnificent. That's all I remember about the guy. More than his face, it's just his torso.
I wouldn't even go that far about remembering his face half the time. I still occasionally get him confused for fucking Arnie Hammer or whatever that guy's face is.
Yes, Arnie Hammer, and the Vikings dude, and the Sons of Anarchy dude, and yeah.
I'm sure that we can confuse him with a lot of generic blonde, brunette, whatever white guys in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like there's a factory of them.
Probably.
So again, classic line: "Your move, creep," and.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like it's not chess they're playing here though, is it?
Yeah. Again, I would watch that though.
And cops tend not to shoot people and then say your move. Like, it's still your move, cop guy.
I am. You know what? It's gonna happen any day now. American police are going to start throwing in some catchphrases. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker, all that. Because that's what they think they are.
Yeah. Well, we've still got about 20 odd years before the Robocop future catches up with us. So who knows? Maybe police reform will happen and we stop getting all this, or we just they just get owned by someone like OCP, probably Halliburton's.
Amazon's police force.
Oh God, that would be.
Again, drones that deliver a package and then shoot you in the dick.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I guess it's one way to tell you.
This is the nightmare future we're heading for.
No, but you are right. This is definitely a lot more of like a paramilitary kind of operation when you think about it. But it's OCP's policing. It's just shoot them, less paperwork.
Yeah. He is a corporate entity, I guess. He belongs more to a company than the police force. I don't know where the legalities are there.
I'd like to see the code of his programming because he doesn't have a lot of personality at this point. So, is there like a list of offenses? And it's like that sort of you steal something, you lose a hand. A sexual assault, you get shot in the dick.
Ah, yeah, true.
There's some sort
sexual assault, then dick.
Yeah, because why does he choose that? I mean, if he's targeting, he could have just hit the guy in the face. He definitely makes a statement. Like, does he?
I guess maybe he does conclude that. Well, this guy is a rapist. So how do we stop him being a rapist ever again?
I'm going to give him an opening. I'm going to give him an opening that bleeds every month.
But it's funny when you, on reflection, Robocop kind of lets the other guy get away as well.
Yeah, he doesn't do anything.
He doesn't chase after him.
Robocop's kind of a shit cop.
Yeah, he's terrible at this. And he blows a hole in this woman's skirt. Dress.
Dramatic pause there.
And he doesn't do anything about that. He says he'll refer her to a thing. He doesn't get her name though.
I love that. Madam, you have experienced an emotional shock. I will notify a rape crisis center.
But he doesn't have any details about her.
Yeah, well, we don't see how he resolves that.
Yeah, here's the funny thing. In the script, the actual line goes, "You've suffered an emotional shock. It's important for you to be with people you trust, ma'am. I can notify a rape crisis center if you so desire." So I think the movie version's a little bit even more blunt.
Yeah.
I have no emotion. I will do this thing to... huh?
I think this scene, more than anything we've seen so far of Robocop, is where you realize, oh, wow, there is no humanity left at all, because the victim runs towards him and says, oh, thank you. Oh, you're my hero. The typical thing. No response.
Does the script specify a dick shot?
Oh, yeah.
No.
See, there you go. So the person who doesn't have their humanity is Paul Verhoeven. And it's so exploitative too, because like the whole thing's set up for that. Like there's no reason for the guy holding a hostage at knife point to be lifting her off the ground that like a head height above him. It's only so that his cock is under her dress.
Yep.
So I sit here corrected. So the Verhoeven's suggestion was the whole hair down there thing, adding the other thing. In the script it goes, a robo fires. A bullet burns a hole through the woman's dress, and Creep 2 goes down screaming, holding himself, withering in the ground with blood between his legs. The knife clatters to the ground in front of Creep 1. He looks for a way out. So, yeah, it's the dick shooting was in the script. So, I sit corrected. But, yeah, it's actually quite amazing how little improv there is in this, and what there is kind of, like, almost makes it better. Like,
Yeah.
Well, in many ways, makes it more horrific.
They don't make movies like this anymore. Just, it's an original concept, and...
I never saw Robocop as a big improv guy, to be fair.
But no, you think about it like, yeah, the code is something I would love to think of. If rapist, brackets, save girl, brackets, call rape center, brackets, insert text here. Mm-hmm. So, Jesus, the if-and statements of Robocop's program has got to be horrendous.
Yeah.
Or is it more like, well, it's basically a digital and a biological neural network. So is he basically the organic part of the brain is directing the digital, or vice versa? I don't know. What is the line?
In the script, they do more of a thing like, the Robocop has to, serve the public trust, protect the innocent. So it's one of those things where, like, his whole thing is not endangering her. So I think that's where his programming goes, well, there's a creative way around this.
Not the head?
No.
Yeah. Well, that's the funny thing is, statistically speaking, yeah, it was probably the safer shot. Because all it needs is, like, the head to move slightly and gone. Maybe the thug, when he sees the gun go down, it's like, haha, maybe that's why, this metal cop, he's not pointing the gun directly at my head anymore. Haha, I'm going to get away with it.
It's not the safest shot when he doesn't even bother putting on his thermal vision.
I know!
I would have liked if you saw through his eyes, the head, there's only a 5-10% success rate, goes for the dick, there's, like a 50% success rate, like in Detroit Become
Statistical
Human.
Analysis, yeah.
Actually, I would have loved in Detroit Become Human if in that first rooftop scene that Connor, you had the option of shooting Simon.
The guy in the dick.
I think it was, him in the dick, yeah.
Shooting me in the dick?
Yeah.
This puts a whole new context to this podcast.
Yeah, that's why I often find that when I replay the old Mario games, I'm like, if I could just shoot Bowser in the dick at the very beginning.
Yeah. Sorry, I stand corrected. It's Daniel. That robot, it's Daniel, but the identical one later is Simon, who also can die, but not that way.
No, I'm just... You shoot Bowser in dicks and the toe comes up. I'm sorry, Mario, your penis is in another castle.
Does Bowser have a penis, though? Because he's a turtle man, so...
He has to have a cloaca.
Like a cloaca kind of dealio.
Segueing back to Robocop, so this guy's now got a cloaca.
Yes, he knows.
Well, I do think it's funny that, like, at the beginning of this scene, you've got, like, the blonde guy kind of going, yeah, he's going to kill you, he's going to kill you, man, going to kill you. So it's like, you think the blonde guy would either, maybe attack Robocop or get the fuck out of there? Like, the dude's got a gun, and you've got a knife.
He brought a knife to a gunfight.
Yeah. Okay, so in the novelization... This actually does play out differently. So this is what I was thinking about earlier. So here we go. Instead of the dress scene, here we go. Robo didn't reply. Swiveling his body ever so slightly, he fired a single round into the alley wall on the left. He heard the bullet ricochet high off the wall on the right. Ping! Another ricochet. Downward now. The hostage screamed as Robo's bullet angled into the back of her assailant's head, neatly blowing his face all over the back of her blouse. So that was probably from, like, one of the original scripts. So I hate to say it, I freaking hate ricochet shots in movies. They just piss me off.
Wanted.
Well, what a thing to get angry. What a thing to get angry about.
Well, okay.
And don't get me started on that Ricochet rabbit.
Oh, Ricochet Rabbit was cool, but he was a rabbit. So that makes it.
What, you don't like trigonometry? I guess you don't like snooker either.
I like that. That's the problem is that it's called velocity and impact, and like if you ricochet a ball off the wall, you're gonna lose a lot of that velocity and impact. So you're probably not going to get a clean bullet through your head, especially when it's bounced off 2 walls.
Do you know that if you wanted scientific accuracy, you could watch movies made for adults? You realize
I'm watching a Robo Man movie.
You realize that, right? You could go and watch a movie about real life.
I just realized why this pisses me off, because they do this kind of shot in the Robocop TV series, and it makes even less sense. He ricochets a ball off the wall and hits into a filing cabinet so the filing cabinet could fall onto somebody. Oh, God. Why is my life so full of Robocop? It's particularly bad Robocop.
So we end this minute on Lieutenant Hedgecock. There we go. And he is dealing with this hostage situation, and he is played by Michael Gregory, who is definitely that guy. He does a lot of video game voice acting, Dota, EverQuest.
That's exactly the same note I've got, actually.
Cyberpunk 2077. And he has made a career of playing mostly police and SWAT guys. He was in Automan and Matlock, MacGyver, and BJ and the Bear, which... Why is BJ and the Bear not about a bear? Why isn't it called BJ and the Chimpanzee? I don't understand.
Because 80s?
I mean, there's a lot of weird names from that time period, like Smokey and the Bandit. Smokey is the police, so shouldn't it be Smokies and the Bandit? And also there's 2 bandits, technically. There's Band 1, there's Band 2. So, I don't understand your naming convention here in 1980s.
Well, I was actually going to bring this up in the next minute, but Hedgecock is also in another Paul Verhoeven classic, Total Recall. He plays one of... if you ever want a great audio experience, listen to the audio commentary for Total Recall, because it's Paul Verhoeven and Arnold Schwarzenegger. So those 2 accents alone make it highly entertaining.
I want... But, do you have it? Do you have the...
I do have the DVD.
I need to borrow that because...
Paul also, because he doesn't use... He uses the term guerrilla, guerrilla warfare, but he always refers to it as guerrillier. So yes, he was a guerrillier in Total Recall. But he talks about that in the next minute, the commentary. But in the commentary this minute, he talks about how the guy who plays Creep, this is like one of his big career starting movies was this one. At least it got into big acting career. And at the time they were shooting this, he was one of the recurring characters in Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman.
Oh, yes. Which I only know from The Simpsons.
Funny enough, Verhoeven tagged this guy to play the creepy pop star in Showgirls. And he's the guy who beats and gets his body cast to rapes Elizabeth Berkley's character, the character's friend, I'm trying to find the note, Molly. And apparently, because he was now this guy in TV, Verhoeven goes to this guy and goes, I've got this role for you, but I understand if you don't want to do it. And he's like, dude, you got me my career. I'm happy to play a rapist for you, essentially.
Yikes.
No, I didn't say that exactly.
I love playing rapists.
Ed turned around and said, you started me as a rapist, Paul. So yeah, I do love Verhoeven. He's one of those guys that loves to bring back, not necessarily the same guy for the same roles, but he kind of does.
I've been going through my auteur phase, Carpenter, Lynch, all of that, and it's just, they definitely recycle people. I guess when you've already got a rapport with someone, why go through the trouble of finding new people?
Yeah, like Sam Raimi just constantly casting Bruce Campbell and his brother and things.
You gotta worry about less Christmas cards and stuff, So, shall we move on to gaslighting or Robocop?
Alex, how do you feel?
I feel fine, Dr. Norton.
Yes, shall we?
This minute begins with Murphy saying, "You did everything you could, but I died," and ends with him saying, "I don't ever want to see myself like this again, and the same goes for my family."
I'll be honest, I kind of skipped through this minute because this is the scene we've already discussed, but this is the scene that made me hate this film. It's a great scene, but Robocop without the armor
With the one
is
hand.
bad.
Yeah.
No, I think it's okay. I think it's the
Yeah,
best.
so I want to hear your take on it, Luke.
I think it's the best thing
Go on.
in the film because it's the only time that he actually looks like he's a messed up shell of a
Yes.
man and not a guy in a suit.
Yeah.
Because the
Yes.
rest of the movie he looks like he's wearing a rubber superhero suit, like the G.I.
hate
Joe
it, yeah.
ones. And this time you go, oh, okay, I can see what he's happened. I love the headpiece. I love the lungs and the way the lungs are contained. And then there's that ridiculous
Fucking hand.
plastic mannequin. And the hand is like it's on a Mickey Mouse arm. Except it doesn't come out of the shoulder. It comes out of under the lungs.
Comes out of the lungs.
I don't understand.
And it's reminding us, I guess it's a clear indication that, well, these are the parts of him that are still human. And I guess, like, it's important that he has a hand. Does that have a payoff later, knowing that he has a
it
I
hand?
would have
doesn't.
loved it if it was, for her pleasure. That's all I could think. I mean, it is an inherently erotic thing. It's strange that...
Yeah, I don't know why they're keeping that hand. I don't know if they could put it in a little box or something in front of him.
It's so dumb. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. It is dumb. It is dumb on every single fucking conceivable level. It is stupid beyond juxta.
You don't even have words. You're so mad.
Yeah.
You're so mad.
Choking on my own rage here.
Flames. Out of my...
Except for subverting the whole lose the arm thing in the original movie and like, ha ha ha, we're keeping the hand.
Yeah, that's basically it.
It doesn't pay off, so it makes no sense. And it's... How is it moving? It has no muscle. There's
Bluetooth.
no muscles there.
Bluetooth.
It's just a blood
It's a
vessel.
Bluetooth connection to his brain, you see, and
So if it's a mechanical hand, why is it still fleshy? Just why?
yeah, there is no answer. I will give them points
so dumb.
in this scene that they amplified the breathing sounds and the throat sounds,
Yeah.
and it's just, everyone in this minute, in this scene, is giving it their all. It's just
Yeah.
that sadly, it doesn't.
No,
come
but look,
together in the end.
by the same token, though, I disagree with a lot of the complaints. It looks silly, but in the sense that I don't understand when, like, I remember when the first Robocop came out, I know there were people that were saying, oh, it's stupid because, like, modern servos wouldn't make that noise and stuff.
Yeah.
And they're just forgetting that whole idea of it's theatre. It's like theatrical. It's drama. It's like they want you to put in your mind that he's a robot. They don't give a fuck
Yeah.
what would really happen scientifically.
Yeah,
or whatever.
I've definitely given up on thinking that way.
They want to, they want to put, like, the fleshy hand in. They want to do the stuff. They don't give a fuck about the science. It's a visual medium, and they're, they're trying to hit all your senses all the time, and they're trying to do things that have the most visual and audio, etc. impact. But in this case, it's just... It's just a silly shot because I think the close up is quite good. I think the side shot, the profile shot's quite nice as well. It's just when it expands out and you think, why is that hanging there?
Yeah, it just doesn't. It's not integrated. It's off balance.
Yeah. It for me, this creates a dissonance. Honestly, like this is a movie it's trying to be very intellectual, and it's trying to like delve into like the whole emotion of and that stuff. Yeah, it's very interesting, except it's kind of bland and boring. And so this part is just like by that time, like you've lost me, movie. And this was the killer because this is it's a very great scene. And then all of a sudden, it's just like this dumb hand there. It's like, why? No. So I think it was just the dissonance that just snapped me out of this movie. And by this stage, I was just kind of like, it's a Robocop movie where I just don't give a shit about Robocop. I think I've overhyped this, but that's essentially it. I think it's one of those things where it just broke the dissonance in a really bad way. And I can excuse a lot of shit. If this would have been a more interesting film, I probably would have just been like, okay, yeah, whatever, dumb fucking arm. But this is a movie that's trying so hard. It's almost slapping you in the face, but take me seriously. And it's like, but you're not doing anything to be serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, that hand is 7 seconds of film, if anyone wants a perspective there.
I know.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, you do
it's
see
in
it
most of
throughout.
this scene.
Yeah, I mean, the rest of the movie, he does have the hand exposed, but yeah, it doesn't bother me that much. Simon, you're very passionate about this hand.
I've got to be passionate about something in this fucking film.
You also said that the film was intellectual? I missed that part.
No.
It was trying.
Trying.
Yeah, trying.
Trying is the important word.
I know. I didn't get the impression that it was trying to be intellectual.
Yes.
I think if you're looking for intellectual, you've got other choices for films.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. They're clearly trying to say something with this movie, but failing at every turn.
No, it's just I think it's just a blockbuster based on nostalgia, right?
Yeah, all the stuff about the drones and all that. I mean, it is just putting in themes to make it seem like it has something to say, but ultimately it doesn't, which makes it so uncanny valley. That's why it ultimately doesn't work. Is it's pretending. It's not sincere.
No, it just lacks the teeth of the original. If you were going to do Robocop, you why wouldn't you not make it satirical?
Yeah. Yes. Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, the satire is a huge part of Robocop. Look at all the dialogue that happens in the next scene. It's all satire. It's all tongue-in-cheek. It's all jokey. And it's about 80s consumerism.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've definitely got notes about that.
Should we go to the next minute then?
Yeah. I've got nothing. I'm all spent. Yes.
All right. Well, I was going to say...
Please plug your shit, Luke.
Oh, right. Yeah. I was just still reeling from that impotent rage about this hand. You can hear me. I've got a podcast. It's called Dungeons and Drongos. It's a role-playing game set in fantasy Australia. It's a lot of fun, very silly, a lot of improv comedy, and you can listen to it at dungeonsanddrangos.com. And it's good fun.
And you can find me at traviandesigns.com, Travan. You can also go to patreon.com/traviandesigns. That's where you get advanced episodes of Alien Covenant, Tron Legacy, and Blade Runner, all the Blade Runners. And also I just added a new $1 tier where you get audio ad-free versions of my YouTube videos. Otherwise, head on over to Courtney Colson on YouTube.
And I'll be starting my new podcast, Impotent Rage.
Yes, do it.
That's what you should have renamed your channel.
Yeah.
That might have gotten the worst kind of audience. But then again, at least it would have been an audience.
So there was this one episode of this show that no one cares about that was made for children, and this thing happened and it wasn't scientifically accurate, and it still makes me piss today.
No, watching YouTube where some dumbass white guy gets pissed off that there's one teaser image of the new Superman cartoon being released, and they're pissed off that Lois Lane doesn't have red hair and like she's looking a little bit thin and not enough boobage. And it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Well, if you like to hear wrong opinions about things,
check out my YouTube.
Check out google.com. I'm sure, just have a look around. I'm sure you'll find lots of stuff to focus your impotent rage at. Or you could just get on with it.
All right, so you can find 60 Seconds to Comply on Instagram.
I didn't plug my shit yet.
You just went on about... Yeah, just get over with it. What are you doing, man?
in the meantime, you can check me out at Family Crossing on the YouTubes and stuff. I've still got Kung Pao. I'm on hiatus, but I'll do it. So, in the meantime, go check us out on Spotify, Google, Amazon. Is that the one? I can't remember. Simplecast, YouTubes. We're on the things. Click like, share, subscribe. Do all that lovely algorithmic stuff. Feed the algorithm. The algorithm controls us. And until next time...
Robo Crocs. You wear them with your Robo socks.
Wow.
I've got an ongoing product line, you see,
Yeah,
Luke. So we had
I get it.
we had the haptic feedback dildo. We have Robo socks. Now we got Robo Crocs. It's getting bad. It's so bad.